figured out the type of RV that I want because I took all of these steps. You are not buying an RV the first or second day you go shopping. You're gonna figure out what really fits you. The thought of being stressed about where to park, just go on the road in my SUV and test it out, which I did. Do not trust a dealership. Again, this is a big purchase, so I don't think that it should be, oh, let me just get something. The amount of research that I've done and the stress that y'all go through, you don't even want to risk it. You don't even want to be that close. What's up? It's been a minute since we kicked it. What's up, y'all? It's your girl LinMarie, and I'm back with another YouTube video. Let's get into it. All right, y'all, see the title of this video? We're getting right into this video, okay? I'm telling y'all what I have gone through and all the research and everything I have learned about buying a new RV, okay? Jump right into it, okay? Let's start with the fact that, okay, I have finally figured out the type of RV that I want because I took all of these steps, and I want to tell you what you need to do so you can get the right RV for you. Okay, so number one, my first day shopping for RVs, I thought that I was at least gonna buy an RV, if not the first day or the second day. Absolutely not. You are not buying an RV the first or second day you go shopping for RVs. You're just not. You have to do a lot of research, and I honestly almost got one. I almost got swindled, and the thought of me realizing that the first few RVs I saw, I have no desire of wanting those whatsoever after I figured out what I needed. And if you've looked at all my previous videos, I've toured a lot of RVs. I went from thinking I wanted a camper van, I thought I wanted a drivable RV, and now I'm realizing I actually don't want a drivable whatsoever. I actually want a towable RV. The reason why I originally decided to go with the drivables, it looked good. It's honestly aesthetically pleasing. It's trending on social media, and the thought of just having everything with you just sounded like, what? You get to take your life everywhere. Now, I've actually stayed in my SUV because I tested it out. I've always wanted to do camping content, but I just was like, let me just go on the road in my SUV and test it out, which I did. I built my entire SUV out for me to live in, and this is what it looked like, so you can have an idea. Now, what I have realized being in my SUV, it's kind of hard to compare, but I can a little bit. The space was terrible. It was too small, so it was claustrophobic for me. And although I loved having everything with me, the thought of like driving around with everything with you actually was exhausting to me. Like the thought of just driving to maybe the city or something, it sounds good to have everything with you, but it's not really that good. Like you'll probably have to deal with break-ins. You'll have to worry about your things 24/7. I did not like that. I didn't like driving down the highway and feeling like I had to make sure I didn't cut a turn too sharp. Like it just wasn't my style. And then also, I know everyone always says when you have a van or you have an SUV, you can park anywhere, you can sleep anywhere. The amount of research that I've done and the stress that y'all go through, sleeping anywhere? Hell no. It doesn't sound like anyone is really getting a good night's sleep unless you're at an RV park or you're at a rest stop or you're at a Love's. You know, like you still have to be mindful of where you park. And I think the thought of being stressed about where to park and having my things on and people coming to, you know, me as a single traveler, I just felt like, no, thank you. That is why I decided to go the route of getting a towable. I like the fact that I will be at an RV park that is most likely going to be gated, or, you know what I mean? There's going to be other RVers there. RVers, is that a thing? There's going to be other RV travelers there. So I feel like it'll just work out perfect. And I like the fact that I can just drop my towable, take my car and explore the city and not have to worry about a thing, you know, not have to worry about my personal items, you know, being tampered with. So that is the reason why I decided to go with a towable, but we're going to still get into exactly everything. Okay, next, this is a big one. Make sure you do your own research. If you decide to do a towable, make sure you do your own research about how much you can tow with your vehicle. Do not trust a dealership. Most of the time they just want to get a sale, so they're going to probably put you at your complete max. So if your car technically can hold about 7,000 pounds, they're going to be like, you can tow that 7,000 pound no. No, you don't even want to risk it. You don't even want to be that close. Do your own research and understand what type of vehicle you have and what you can and cannot tow with your vehicle. Also, another thing with research, Take notes. There's so many RVs out there. Like I said in the beginning of this video, there's so many. And if you're completely new to RVing and you just don't know what you want, take notes. Do pros and cons of every single model you see, especially if you're like, oh, this is the one. I love this one. Write down what you like about that RV and write down what you don't like about that RV. I promise you, you're gonna thank me later, because you're gonna sit down at home, you're gonna sit in your bed and compare all of these different RVs that you've seen, and you're gonna figure out what really fits you. So take a notebook, put it in your phone, whatever, take your computer, iPad, whatever you need to write down those notes. I personally like a notepad. It's just something about being able to just write. I'm like really old school when it comes to a lot of things. Like, take a notebook and make sure you do a lot of research online and a lot of research about like what you're seeing in person as well. Another thing that people need to be mindful of is we all live different lives. So what you want in your RV is probably something I don't want in my RV. For example, you might be more nature free and you might be okay with doing outside showers. You might be okay with taking showers in the gym. You might be more on the nature side of RVing. And for me, I love nature. However, I need everything that's in my home in my RV. You know, I need a shower, I need a bathroom, I need to cook, I need to have everything that I have in my home, in my RV, but that's for me. You got to figure out what's for you so you can get the best RV for you. Also, be mindful of like who you plan to have in your RV, whether it's family, friends. So then you can really think about the space. Do you want to host gatherings? Do you want people to be able to come over and sit down? That will help you decide, do I want a 13-foot, a 16-foot, a 20, a 24, a 26? That will help you decide what type of RV that you really want for you. Again, this is a big purchase, so I don't think that it should be, oh, let me just get something. No, because if you're not getting a RV that has a great resale value, you're gonna be in the hole, especially if you plan to get something new versus something old. And that is my next point. Figuring out if you wanna buy new versus old. If you decide to buy old, make sure that you hire an RV, I forget what it's called. It's an RV something, y'all know, please help me in the comments, but this RV person will come and inspect, an RV inspector. Got it, damn it. An RV inspector. Make sure you hire an RV inspector. They will come inspect the entire RV, let you know what you have to fix, things that are not, you know, okay, and so you know that you're paying what it's worth for that RV. And if you decide to go new, make sure you're not getting gypped. Make sure you don't go with the first price the dealership throws at you. Make sure you are okay with walking out if they're not giving you what you feel this RV is worth, and take somebody with you. I had a friend that came with me the first few times that I was searching for RVs, and I'm so freaking glad they did. They were thinking of questions that I never thought of. And speaking of questions, I actually found this website that was very helpful. I'm gonna link it below. And there are questions that you wanna make sure that you ask your dealer when you are going to when you plan on actually purchasing your RV. It'll be super helpful and super useful. Okay, next, my next point. Okay, think about the cost of everything when it comes to buying this RV. Don't just think about, especially if you plan on getting this RV and doing a monthly. If you paying it off, go ahead, big dog. Do your big one. But if you're not paying it off and you plan on doing you're planning on paying for it monthly, think about everything. Think about how much you have to pay monthly for the RV. Think about the RV insurance. Think about the gas. Again, I'm referring to the towables. Think about the gas, or even a drivable. Think about the gas you have to spend in the towable and in a drivable. Think about food that you have to put into the RV. Think about repairs. Think about the parks that you're going to stay at and how much it costs to stay at these parks. Also, keep in mind, do you plan on going off grid? Do you plan on staying at parks? Like, all of that plays a factor when you plan to get this RV and really be on the road, regardless if you plan on doing it part-time or full-time. I just don't think people really break it down. I'm a planner, so I think about everything. Like, how much are you really about to spend monthly? I think some people go towards the RV living thinking, oh, this seems like a cheaper living and you can have fun. Fun costs. Fun ain't free. it ain't for you, okay? Especially if you plan on being outside your RV or exploring the city. And like my dream is to travel from state to state and explore those states, and exploring cost. So I have to keep that in mind with the monthly cost of my RV and with the monthly cost of insurance and things like that. Also, if your car is not paid off, you also still have to pay the car note on your car and the insurance on your car. So it may not be as cheap as people think it is, especially if you're doing it to explore and get out. However, there are cheaper routes, and there are plenty of videos where people talk about the cheapest way to travel as a solo traveler if you're trying to go that route. Unfortunately, I have no information on that because I personally don't plan to do it on the cheap side. I do content. I want to give you guys everything you want to say. Okay, sorry. I think I covered everything. So let me just give y'all a little bit of more insight on what I have decided and how I've decided. So originally when I was looking at towables, I go look at my previous videos, but I originally thought that I just wanted something super small, like a teardrop, like the 320 teardrops. I was looking at those. I was looking at the sleepable teardrops where the kitchen was outside. I looked at the, what is it? The Airstream. It was like a 16 foot, and those are actually quite spacious. But then I realized I'm not a brand girl. I felt like that was more so the name. When I actually looked at it, I didn't care for it. So I have, after all of the research that I have done, I finally decided to go with the Scamp, and I'm going with the 16 foot Scamp because my vehicle can tow the 16 foot perfectly. And it gives